this paradigm shift is going to determine how the industry develops. And we are looking at research as one of the main items that will drive the industry. But I want to just say that at NCA, research will not just be a department, but will be a major department that is going to link with the important aspect of business development. And so, in as much as we've been charged with the responsibility of conducting and commissioning research, we want this research to be focused on the simple things and areas that the industry faces every day, the simple challenges of the industry. And I think we want to start on very simple things by looking at the challenges the industry faces, right from issues of financing, insurance, lack of equipment, using of financial instruments to unlock capital for our contractors. And so at NCA, we're not going to conduct research for academic reasons or to do big theses and write projects and all that. We want solutions that are practical and applicable. I think we should identify simple things that can be achieved quickly. We should look at the practicability of our ideas, and we promise that at NCA we shall try and incorporate as much as possible.
Standing here almost 2 years since the formation of the authority, I am overwhelmed by the commitment of everyone in attendance to charting a positive way with regard to the National Construction Research Agenda. When the authority was initially formed, our mission was and still is to regulate and coordinate the construction industry for sustainable social and economic development. Part of the coordination aspect is creating forums such as this in order to stimulate an exchange of ideas that will form the basis of future research. Research is a cornerstone of this industry. It is how we define what is lacking, why it is lacking, and how to compensate for that lack. It is how we realize the methods we have been applying are wrong or inadequate. It is how we improve, modify, discard, and adopt. It is the basis of all innovation, a catapult for all action, and the legitimacy and justification by which we forge ahead with bold new ideas. At the National Construction Research Agenda, our plan is to fully embrace research because we understand its pivotal role in the industry. We want to exchange ideas on how best we can utilize research to resolve our existing challenges and improve our way of doing business. After all, construction is a business, one that employs a healthy percentage of workforce, one that not only contributes to the economy, but also to the development of our nation. That is why the task ahead is of utmost importance, because the decisions we arrive at today will shape our tomorrow and in more ways than one. We appreciate you for your dedication, your time, and your expertise. This forum will help form an important foundation for the research, for construction research, and help take the industry, and in fact, the entire country of Kenya to the next level.
Construction is the houses we live in, the roads that we take to our jobs, the bridges that connect us, the dams that reserve our water supply. Construction is literally everywhere we turn. That is why we cannot afford to rest on our laurels in regard to what happens in and to this sector. Speaking from an architect's perspective, I can easily relate to the fact that there are gaps in the industry that need to be addressed. There is a disconnect between what we are taught in school and what we encounter on a day-to-day basis as working professionals. As much as we may conduct various research studies, these same studies are often more theoretical than practical, making them difficult to apply in real-life situations. It's not about these researches which are academic, but really those that we can apply. Let us tackle the issues that we feel hold us back from being our creative best, our innovative and best, and from operating at an optimum level. Whether it is finances, training, lack of support from the relevant parties, or scarcity of resources, this forum is all about identifying the most crucial needs that will form the basis of our research. Because once we know what our priorities are, it is a simple matter of focusing our resources on those priorities until we are satisfied that they have been addressed. From whichever background you are today, that is, be it academia, banking, engineering, ICT, or any other construction-related field, your presence is greatly appreciated because you bring with you a wealth of knowledge and experience that is going to be invaluable in this forum. I wish us all the very best today and look forward to our substantive report that will be the beginning of a brighter future for us all.
It is a great pleasure to be here at the first National Construction Research Agenda Stakeholders Forum, a forum that has united those of us who not only have a stake in the construction industry, but understand the potential for growth and innovation in this particular sector. Construction, as you are aware, has, from its infancy, been a sector that is constantly evolving. The construction needs of just 5 years ago are hardly those of today. Every day we see new technologies that are emerging, new tools that have been developed, and we are marveled by many breakthroughs in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, behind every great idea and groundbreaking innovation, however, is a systematic research resource pool. Research, as you are aware, results provide fodder to create and innovate and involve. Of all the costs before the research begins, a need has to be identified. After all, necessity is the mother of all inventions. Hence, NaCRA, today we identify that which is the most crucial for us in order to take construction industry to the next level. We put our minds together and identify our biggest research priorities. It may be a tall order for us to make a giant leaps in the industry overnight, but it is where it will all begin. There are major threats. Kenyan research must address. We are seeing that the local contractors are being pushed by outsiders who have superior technology, and when it comes to tendering, they offer low-cost opportunities. Therefore, as we talk with the National Construction Authority in this area, we are concerned as a government, as a ministry, that we are killing our local construction industry. We believe that research will provide solution to some of our problems. Don't feel shy. We will give you support where we can to test your research findings and implementing them where it is necessary.
NaCRA stands for National Construction Research Agenda. So we are here for the agenda, and the agenda is for 2014. Before NCA continues to implement their third mandate of undertaking or commissioning research, they need to know the observed phenomena in the industry from us. Research can be categorized generally in two divisions: the basic research and the applied research. Our construction industry is more applied than it is basic. Applied research, the one that is relevant to us in the construction industry, is a form of systematic inquiry involving practical applications of science. We want to try to relate the expected challenges and issues to the source. These are the stages, the activity phases, initiation, planning, all the way up to testing, which is not exhaustive. Now, the beneficiaries of these services of research, generally or across board, are the clients themselves, the government, the contractors, all the stakeholders generally. Finally, we want to look at the role of this agenda. We want to mention that, or to reiterate that, what we are doing is to assist NCA map the observed phenomena so that they can be able to draw a program of implementing. We expect you to give us your observations, which areas within this will need research, which areas among these need to be identified in 2014 as part of the NCA research agenda. Thank you very much and welcome.
The overall goal of NaCRA is to develop the agenda which is going to guide the researchers, policymakers, program implementers, academic institutions, and other stakeholders in the construction industry. The objectives of NaCRA. We intend to look at identifying the gaps and the current issues that are affecting the construction industry. We are trying to get a dialogue between stakeholders in the industry so that we can be able to effectively implement research. We also intend to progress shared priorities in the research industry so that we cannot be able to duplicate efforts in the research matters. The stakeholders that we identified include the clients, the developers, contractors, design consultants, professionals, government bodies, non-governmental organizations, regulators, that's including NCA and other regulators in the industry, universities, manufacturers, and development partners. What expectations are we looking at? Number one, we would want to get what the industry looks like. What challenges are facing the industry currently? We also want to see suggestions from the people who are there in the industry on resolving the challenges that have been identified. We would want also to prioritize these challenges so that in future, as the agenda is rolled out, the priority can be taken through. We also want to look at how to implement this research agenda, and we would want suggestions from the plenary. We also want to get information on ongoing programs that are addressing the challenges that have been identified, because I know there are some that are already going on, and we want to partner with that. We also want to get suggestions on funders and funding institutions, so that when we have the agenda, we can be able to get funding for the same.
That's it. Yeah.
Of course, water usage. I think most of the people who are involved.
And how to implement the same. I think that those are the challenges. And
then also just taking up from our colleague here, now they need.
Actually, no, yeah, they were. It
was geared towards helping people happen. Therefore, they wanted to see avenues.
But I don't know what also is the private public part. So they also don't work. There's no documentation for the
So your costs, your that.
Americans are passing.
Politicians appointing close people, and their close people in the inner circle, politicians, are the ones who are getting major shares, the distribution of contracts in the counties and in the construction industry. Politics also affects the industry in terms of, like during election years, statistics have shown that there is low investment in our country, and also in our counties, because of speculation, unrest, fear of the unknown.
Challenge number one was on regional availability.